Welcome once again back to the lab. It is your old Professor Pilk, and of course today we need to come back and talk about the Walking Wake raid. Now, yesterday we talked about 5 Pokemon that you probably hadn't considered for that raid. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 Pokemon that would be really good for this raid as well. One you've probably considered, and I'm going to kick off with that one just because I think it's kind of the gimme of the group. So that, of course, is going to be Iron Hands. Now, I'm well aware that Iron Hands is a Paradox Bond from Violet. That's what kind of makes him kind of an outside choice here. I have given mine a Fighting Terra, though he probably would do much better with an Electric Terra. It really won't matter too much, though, for what we're going to do here. We also want to encourage here Belly Drum, Thunder Punch, Charge, and Electric Terrain, and that's just going to basically get the most out of me. Now, if you had an Electric Terra on here, he's going to be way better than even mine is going to be. Also worth noting that mine is attack up and special attack down. That's just kind of the best nature for him all the way around. He doesn't have a lot of special defense, but I'll be real with you guys, he's not going to need it. So let's just go ahead and jump into the battle here, and let's take a look at this. Okay, so as we hop into the battle here, there's a couple things we need to be basically aware of right out of the gate. Number one, you're going to instantly buff. You're going to go crazy once you get in here. So go ahead. He's an open up sunny day. That's fine. There's nothing we can really do about that. But it's not going to make any difference one way or the other. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up with Belly Drum. You want to get Belly Drum off really early. You just really got to get this off super early. There we go. The best part is he's going to do a buff move there instead of attacking, so that's something he is going to definitely regret. Okay, once I have that buff off, then what I'm going to have to do is go ahead and just drop an Electric Terrain. There we go. Okay. Our attack is going to be basically like through the roof. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to charge. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be so much fun. Check this out. I really wish I had the Terra type on here, but unfortunately it's just not on the cards for me right now. But once all that is said and done, let's go ahead and unleash a Thunder Punch. And he's done. In fact, it may not have even needed to charge or anything like that. It's just one of the most fun ways to achieve victory here. And it's totally cheap, totally amazing, but also totally works. So let's go ahead and capture him. This is actually my first capture on this this game. And I think I'm going to put him in a... so I've got a Timer Ball, a Nest Ball, or a Net Ball. I'm going to put him in a Net Ball. I don't have a lot of balls on this phrasing, on this this particular game. I just started this this Scarlet campaign just basically for the purposes of this video. So, pardon me if I'm light on balls. Boom, got our first Walking Wake, but that's not all. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of these. Now, this is hands down like the easiest way to run this, no questions asked. Most people are aware of it. The only reason I really entertained it for the video is, number one, he is a Paradox Mon from Violet. Number two, that one-hit KO is just hilarious to witness. But there you guys go. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Let's talk about build number 2. So next up, we've got the Alolan Golem, and I love the Alolan Golem build. With the Electric Terra, we actually are basically going to be able to remove the rock weakness that we've got. I'll talk more about that when we get into the fight. But Shell Bell here, just basically to get some healing out. I'm going to be honest here, in my practice run, I forgot to put a Shell Bell on him. And believe it or not, we got right up all the way to the end. I had to can it, so I still had my Terra Raid. But, like, literally, we would have wiped him out without even having to have the Shell Bell. So, it's nice, but it's not really necessary. In fact, this might be one of the situations where we probably could get rid of that and put in Metrodome, but I think we're going to stick with it for now. Now, he is using a Sturdy ability, and that's just because if he hits us with Hydro Steam, we might need that early on. We'll see how that plays out. Now, EV-wise, I have tried this without EVs. I had a very, very, very hard time without EVs. EV training makes this so much easier. So I put all my EVs in HP and attack. You really need an HP stat and an attack stat. Remember, attack is going to be that healing, though, as I said before, you don't necessarily need that. The clock is a bit of a problem here. We are in a race against the clock. Even in that run without the Shell Bell, we were pretty close to the wire. It wasn't comfortably. It was not the Iron Hands win. That's for darn certain. So we do want some attack stat there. Now, I could have gone in special defense, but because the special defense is already pretty low, I thought HP was a better place to go. And I've got a Brave Mint, I think it's a Brave Mint on him, that increases our attack stat while sacrificing some speed, because speed is simply not an issue here. Speed is his lowest stat, and as you can see over there, we have Curse in our build. So we are going to be sacrificing speed anyway. So let's talk about the build here real quick. So obviously we got Thunder Punch as our main DPS. It's a good, strong move. It's a physical electric move, and it can, it's just all around just a great move. May also leave with paralysis, so if we hit and we paralyze, great. It's 100% accuracy. I don't need question marks. I could use some other attacks, but too many attacks have like 95% accuracy, and one miss will cost us the fight. So I really needed this. We also have electric terrain. Makes sense, right? We're going to drop that to try to get some extra damage out. Now, I'm going to skip over Curse. I'm going to go to Charge here. Usually you would charge and then do an electric attack. In the beginning of our fight, though, we're going to do 2 charges in a row to build up our special defense, because we really do need that special defensive stat. Which brings me back to Curse. Now, Curse on a non-Ghost Mon basically knocks you down 1 speed stat, but increases your attack and defense stat. While we don't necessarily need physical defense, the physical attack stat is going to be really important, and it's the only buffing move this guy has. So Curse is going to become a really interesting player here. Another reason why we could sacrifice some speed stat. That's enough of this. Let's jump into the battle. So as we hop into the battle here, first things first, we have Belly Bolt, and that could be handy. He might drop a light screen, and if he does, that's going to help us out a lot in our defensive strategy. It's not necessary, but it could be helpful. Now, we are, like I said, going to open this up with 2 charge attacks, and then we're going to do a Thunder Punch. So we're going to immediately open up with a charge. Now, it's great he did Dragon Pulse there. There's an outside chance he could hit us with Hydro Steam from the start and one-shot us. If that happens, just restart the match. It's just a RNG. You got a 1 in 4 chance of that happening. So it's just unfortunate luck if it does. So 2 charges right out of the game. And like I said before, normally you do a charge and attack. We're going to forego the first attack to try to build up our special defense. We really want that special defensive stat. All right, now I haven't been paying attention to Belly Bolt. I don't know if he put up light screen yet, but I am trying to move pretty quick here, so I am just kind of going through the motions here. So on this turn, we are going to go ahead and attack. We want to get 3 attacks out. Oh, see, there's that Hydro Steam. There it is, with a critical hit, no less. It's like Beetlejuice. You say it too many times, and it happens. That's fine. We'll do a quick reset here.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, so we're jumping back in here. That crit really did kind of ruin our day. Oh, man. This is another. We'll see how this plays out. I got two negative marks here. Arcanine can burn, and I really would rather have the paralysis, because burn's not going to do anything for us here. And our Bolvia can change the field to grassy terrain, which normally isn't bad. Like, normally we can get some healing out of that. We really do want our electric terrain so we can do our attacks. So we'll see how this plays out. But I kind of feel like this is going to be... Oh, okay, we got the paralysis right out of the gate. All right, cool. I'm going to guess that was the Dunsparce that did that. Let's go and do another charge. So we've got 2 charges out here, so our special defense should be pretty high. He is paralyzed, so that's going to help out a lot. So hopefully we won't get hit with a Hydro Steam. So now I'm going to go ahead once again and do a Thunder Punch. Nice. Very big hit there. Beautiful. You guys know I love to see that. All right, so he did do a Noble Roar. So we can curse our way out of that, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not kind of doing that yet. I am going to go ahead and do another Thunder Punch. Here comes Hydro Steam. Thank goodness for that special defense stat, guys. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that special defense stat going in before that happens. We are knocking him down, though. We're doing a ton of damage here, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Our Volvia has not done grassy terrain yet, which is interesting. There we go. Okay, yeah. All right, so I'll do a third Thunder Punch. That way we can Terastallize pretty early. Like I said, getting rid of that rock typing's weakness will be really critical to our success here. Okay, another Noble Roar. Where are we at attack stat-wise? We could probably start doing our curses. Okay, so he is... there we go. Yeah. He's done some stuff here. Let's see what happens. We probably need to do a few curses. Oof, our attack is down threefold. Oops, so I do want to Terastallize and do some cursing. I probably am going to do that anyway after this. So probably 2 would be like a comfortable spot. Even with our attack down twice, we could still manage this. And currently we are still ahead of the clock a little bit, though that will change here shortly. Okay, yeah, do a Dragon Pulse, man. I'm good with that. It looks like he did the animation for Noble Roar, but it didn't register. So I'm going to do another curse, and we'll see where he's at. Notice that now I'm Terastallized, he can't really do any damage to me. So we're good in that regard. Let's see. Actually, attack's only down 1, so let me go ahead and do... I'm going to do an Electric Terrain in the infinitesimal hope that our Volvia doesn't reset it. I think he probably will, but we'll see how this plays out. We are now a little behind the clock, but believe me, it's short-term loss, long-term gain. Once we get this Electric Terrain out, if it can stay in play, we'll do a charge, and then we'll do a Thunder Punch, and you'll see that it will just do an insane amount of damage. All right, let's keep that Electric Terrain in play. Come on, dude. All right, Thunder Punch. And this should be a nice hit. Keep doing Hydro Steam. I'm good with that. I mean, now at this stage of the game, Hydro Steam's not scary. It is only really scary there at the very beginning. Oh, that was a nasty hit. Oh, we got a crit too. How great is that? Normally I have to do 2 to get him down to that point, but as you can see, basically what I do is I do that and then do another charge and then do that again, and he'd be in the same state. He's mad now, though. He's mad now. All right, so let's go ahead and do a charge. Oh, dude, you're not gonna jump the clock? I've seen him do this before, where like it's 5 seconds at the end, and he just blows us out of the cave anyway. Don't do that. Don't be cheap, my dude. All right. I probably didn't even need a curse if I'm honest, I'm sorry, didn't even need to charge if I'm honest. But it is what it is. Here we go. Thunder Punch. Bam. But I will say, I really, after analyzing what we've done here versus what we did with what I did in my test runs without EV training, I'm going to go ahead and double down on doing the HP EVs would be way better than doing special defense EVs. I think HP EVs made a huge difference here. Just because even after we're Terastallized, sometimes Hydro Steam is a bit of a menace. But good stuff, guys. This build, fantastic. I enjoy it. It's not bulletproof. It's not Iron Hands level, but it still is pretty good. So the next Pokemon on our list is Appletun, and I absolutely adore Appletun. We ran him the first time we had this. In fact, we've run him for several of these other events. And what's really funny is normally we run this with Shebo. This time we're running it with Metronome. I think Metronome's just going to be better all around for what we're doing with Appletun. Now, per usual, we go ahead and we have increased special attack. I've decreased his speed, but speed's not really going to be a factor with him. I could change that. I probably should, do defense down or something like that. But we do want to increase the special attack. We want a special attack to be as high as possible. So the downside is, if you kind of pay attention here, his stats aren't the best. They're not terrible, but they're not the best by any stretch of the imagination. So we will need to work on that a little bit. And because of that, we are going to have growth in there so that we can increase that. And also apple acids. In fact, let's just talk about our moves here real quick. We have apple acid, which will lower the target's special defense stat. That's going to be really handy. We have energy ball, though I don't think we're really ever going to use that. We've got growth if we need a little bit of extra damage. I don't think we'll need that either. I think we'll just open up with 3 apple acids and then probably just Giga Drain to success, if I'm totally honest. So let's jump in and check this out. All right, so as the battle commences here, the main thing you want to know is the reason we're using Metronome instead of Shell Bell is because if we use a move over and over and over again, it's just going to get stronger. So by the 6th Giga Drain, we're basically going to be at 200 power. Now, I kind of wish I'd put Grassy Terrain on here. I didn't. That would have increased the amount of damage we're doing. We may or may not need it, but you can obviously replace Growth or even, honestly, Energy Ball with that. Energy Ball would be a much better one to increase with that. But we're going to open up with an Apple Acid. There we go. Now, he will decrease our stats, but I'm not losing sleep over that, honestly. I think we'll still be fine. As you can see here, Apple Acid's already doing its work. So let's go ahead and do that one more time. Yeah, and he's going to work hard to kind of mitigate our stats. That's fine. It's not necessarily about the amount of damage we're producing. A lot of this is going to come down to his lack of defense. Okay, defense is going down. Even though our special attack is also going down, his defense is going down. And that did nothing. That really did nothing. So here we go. He should probably put up his barrier here pretty soon. But as you can kind of see, now that we've taken away his defensive structure, even though our special attack has been reduced quite a bit, it's not world-ending. So let's go ahead and Terrastalize and just Giga Drain to success. Really, I mean, it's one of the easier runs, honestly. So simple. Just so simple. All right. Now, our first couple of hits probably won't be terribly impressive, but once we get our 6th hit out, if we even get that far, you're going to see some good stuff coming out of him. Now, once again, Grassy Terrain would have been really fun to throw out here, but it's not world-ending. And once again, like I said, his speed's not a factor because he should be healing with just about every hit. If not a full heal, he'll do enough of a heal. Okay, we got a full heal out there. So, even with our special defense at where? So let's figure out where our special defense is now. So, I'm sorry, special attack. So our special attack is probably down 3 if I saw correctly. Let's see. Down 2. Okay. So our special attack is down 2. Let's do another Giga Drain. And let's see where this leaves us. Now that watching Flamethrower happen isn't fun, but I still think we'll be fine, honestly. Like, watch us heal the vast majority of that. Actually, we probably could have healed more than that, if I'm totally honest here. But another Giga Drain, and we should be fine, so long as he doesn't use Flamethrower again. Here's another Noble Roar. I ain't worried about it. Yeah. And it's actually kind of nice that he did Noble Roar and not another Flamethrower, because we probably would not have survived another Flamethrower. So if you're having some issues with this, run it with Light Screen or something. I think he can. I'm pretty sure he can learn Light Screen. I'm fairly certain he can learn Light Screen. If not, you can. There's no doubt he's got moves that will increase his special defense. But there we go. Or put EVs into special defense. You know, that's another total option that is completely on the table. Let's see, how many are we down to now? So we're, I think, 3 down. Yeah, now we're 3 down on special attack, and we're still doing that level of damage. We've done 4 attacks. We're not quite fully built up yet. And, yeah, he's doing his best. Now, notice that his dragon moves don't do anything now, because when we're Terrastalized, we're essentially pure grass. That's why Flamethrower hurts so bad. But even though we're a dragon type, the dragon moves don't do anything. They're not super effective anymore. Let's do another one. This should be the 6th one. This should be the one that basically tells us what we're doing is we're doing max damage. Bam, look at that. And one more. Oh, it's a critical hit. Well, that helps too. So now we're at max damage, and he's not going to survive another hit. He is done. And he's going to try to nullify our stat changes. That won't affect us. Our Giga Drain should still be fully maxed out thanks to the Metronome. Metronome should be unaffected by that. There we go. Done and done. Super duper easy. What can I say? I love this build. I've used this for quite a few raids, and it's just absolutely one of my easy, lazy, go-to, just phenomenal builds. So very similar to Appletun. In fact, one of the other Appletun evolutions, we got Hydrapple here. Now, actually, I love the shiny Hydrapple because, well, shiny Diplin has a move that's actually shiny, and Hydrapple actually retains that move, which is awesome. Sadly, we won't be using it today, but I just think it's a really cool mod. Now, the really nice part is here, we still have the Grass Terror, we still have the Dragon type, and we still have Metronome, almost identical build. The exception being we have a lot more special defense on this one, and that's great. In fact, we have more special attack in general. I have done some EV training here. So I've got special attack up and special defense up, so we are very good in that regard. But as you can already see, the defense stat is already much higher. All the base stats are just genuinely higher than Appletun, so that's just a thing. Speed, still not great. That's the one downside of the speed is not great. And the biggest difference here, Hydrapple does not have access to Apple Acid, unfortunately. So, one thing that's nice here, sickly sweet scent spreads across the field. First time Pokemon lowering the evasiveness of the... Well, that's actually not going to affect anything. I thought that was Grassy Terrain. Never mind, that's not going to affect anything at all. But we do have Grassy Terrain in our build. We also have Sunny Day, and all of that will actually increase the amount of damage that we're producing with our Giga Drain. But since we don't have Apple Acid, I'm going to have to buff with Nasty Plot, which actually means this could go a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and jump in here. All right, so as we enter the battle here, a couple things that we kind of need to make sure of right out of the gate, and that is we need to start Nasty Plotting immediately. Since we do have Metronome, we've got to basically do all our setup right away. Plus, he's got Sunny Day engaged, but I think Sunny Day will run out basically by about the time I need to put it up myself. So we're going to go ahead and open up with a Nasty Plot. We do resist fire a little bit. I mean, I think fire does like neutral damage to us right now. So it'd be a thing. But we are burned, which is bad. But I think we'll be okay. I think. We'll see. Ooh, he already did Grassy Terrain for us. That's great. Unfortunately, I would like Grassy Terrain to remain in play, so we'll have to see what happens. I don't think we can just refresh it. I think we got to wait for it to run out. But we'll play that game when we get there. Critical hit that did practically nothing. Love it. His defenses are so much higher. It is just nicer to engage in battle like this. That, and I just love the shiny Diplin line. All right, Nasty Plot number 3, and our attack will be at max. Now, he can Noble Roar us and kind of remove that, so we'll double check it here in a moment. But I think we're going to be okay. Okay. So let's check our stats here. We're going to get a little bit of healing. Basically, the Grassy Terrain is neutralizing... Oh, he hasn't Noble Roared us yet. Excellent. So while we have Grassy Terrain and while we have everything in play, let's just go ahead and Giga Drain and see how much damage we do. Here we go. So he hit us with a Noble Roar. Yeah, we'll be okay. We'll be all right. We might actually, depending on how much longer his Sunny Day holds out, we might actually defeat him before Sunny Day wears out. Let's see. So we do need to Terastallize, and the biggest downside to this versus with Appletun is that while Appletun's basically debuffing the opponent, he's also building up his Terastallization. we can't terastallize for a little bit here. So we're very much just holding on for dear life at this point. But let's do another Giga Drain. We still have Grassy Terrain and Sunny Day in play. Now, his Flamethrower will hurt a lot more once we are terastallized. That's the biggest downside of this. But I don't think it's world-ending. In fact, we saw with Appletun it wasn't, so we should be just fine here. He ate some Terra Orb charge, so we have to go a little bit longer before we can terastallize. There we go. Now remember, we have 6 attacks before we're maxed out. This is attack number 3. We might not get maxed out with Metronome. There we go. Also, I just realized, and this is me being me and slow, he's got not only the green apple from, or not only the yellow syrup from the shiny Dipplin, he's also got the green apple from Appletun and Appletun when they're in their shiny form. I didn't realize he's got both of those. That's kind of awesome. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not doing any more nasty plots, that's because I would interrupt the metronome. I don't really want to do that, but let's go ahead and terastallize and bring this home. I think 1, maybe 2 more will do it. I could also put Grassy Terrain and Sunny Day back in effect, but we're essentially doing 200% damage at this point, so we might actually one-shot him here. Well, I say one-shot him. We might actually take him out here. I wish we could one-shot him. That would be Iron Hand's job. All right. Oh, just a little bit south of the final strike. That's okay. We're not in any danger. We're really not in any danger at all. Okay. 1 more Giga Drain and we are good. So, hopefully this kind of signifies why I love these 2 Mon. They're just so fun to run in these events. But that's Hydrapple. Obviously, we saw Dipplin before that. Now we got to go into our last build here, which, of course, we got to talk about a legendary. We got to talk about a legendary. So it just wouldn't be a list without at least 1 legendary, and that brings us to Regieleki. Now, with Electric Terra type and Shell Bell, I think this guy's really set up for the job. In fact, you'll notice his build is almost identical to Golem, the exception being instead of Charge, which you can actually swap out Lock-On for Charge if you want. It's a little bit of a safe bet, just because Charge will buff your special defenses. Light Screen, however, is one thing that Regieleki has that Golem doesn't, so we can actually mitigate some of that incoming damage. Now, you will notice that unlike Golem here, Regieleki actually lacks a lot of defensive structure, though his speed is through the roof. He also has Transistor Power, which can power up electric-type moves, so all around he's going to be really, really good. Now, moveset-wise, like I said, we've got Lock-On, that should ensure Zap Cannon hits, Zap Cannon, which is going to be a big DPS, Light Screen, which mitigates our incoming damage, and Charge Beam, which does a little bit of damage, but also buffs us up. So let's jump into the battle and see how this plays out. All right, so as we hop into battle here, we're going to need to open this up with the Light Screen. Unfortunately, unlike with Iron Leaves, there's not really much of anything here. Well, actually, Bellybolt might put up the Light Screen himself, but I don't want to leave it to him to do because he can wait a couple turns to make that happen. So let's go ahead and just do it ourselves, rather than risking it, because if he waits 2 or 3 turns to make that happen, it's going to be bad news. So here we go, Light Screen. Yeah, see, he would have waited a turn or 2. Not worth. Not worth at all. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to Charge Beam. Now remember, Charge Beam, while attacking, will also buff ourselves. Now, he's paralyzed, which is great news for us, because that could mitigate some of the attacks incoming and some of his buffs. But let's go ahead and keep doing the Charge Beam. Now remember, Charge Beam, as noted there, can increase our special... Oh, I thought it did. No, it didn't. It can increase our special attack. In fact, there's a 70% chance to do so, so I'm really hoping it goes off. So far, I haven't really seen it, but I'm really hoping it goes off. That's our third one. There we go. After this, we can terrastalize. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to terrastalize and try to get a little bit more out before we really open up with the big guns. Ooh, he's going to double attack here. All right. So our special attack is up. I'm going to go ahead and terrastalize and do another charge beam. Main thing worth noting here is that, in essence, we are now in this situation where next turn we really need to put Reflect back up, but he's also getting ready to do his barrier. So, or I said Reflect, light screen, same difference, the special attacking light screen. So I've got choices to make here. Yeah. So, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to risk it. Let's double check. So there's the barrier. So we won't be able to do the lock on anyway. And does look. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put light screen up again because I know that the light screen is worn out. There we go. We definitely need that. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and do a Zap Cannon. Even though it's only 50%, we're going to see if we can get it off. Okay, he did avoid the attack, which is unfortunate. Dragon Pulse isn't great. I'm going to give it a second attempt. It is a 50-50 shot. Oh, can't believe it didn't land. All right. Attempt number 3. Come on, dude. It's a 50-50 shot, my dude. Here we go. Here we go. Nice. Super effective. Tons of damage. That's why I want lock-on, though. A lock-on would have been good. In a perfect world, I'd like to do a lock-on, have him put up his barrier, and then do Zap Cannon. Because if it's done right, we can one-shot him straight out of the barrier. Can we hit him with a second Zap Cannon? I feel like... Yes! Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, as you can see, that's the power of Zap Cannon right there. And he's paralyzed all over again. Remember, Zap Cannon does instill paralysis. So it's really, really, really good. You just got to guarantee that hit. There we go. So having lock-on would help out a lot there. It is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and do a charge beam here, I think. If I did another Zap Cannon, he'd be done. But I really kind of feel like with the timer left, yeah, we've got this. We've got this in the bag. Now, Zap Cannon is a huge gamble there. That's why I prefer to do it with lock-on. But if you see your health getting really low, just risk it. Totally worth the risk. 100% worth the risk. But at this point, Charge Beam's going to finish it up. So here we go. Charge Beam. And he's done. Easy peasy. Now, if you can time it just right, it's a tough thing to time, but if you can time it just right so that you get lock on and then charge beam, it'd be worth. In fact, it might be worth sacrificing light screen to do it just for the one turn. Do remember, though, you have to Zap Cannon immediately after you charge beam, or I'm sorry, after you lock on. Or you risk wasting that lock on. So you have to do a lock on, then you have to do the Zap Cannon. But if you can do the Zap Cannon immediately after lock on, it's going to hit every single solitary time. So if you can time that, great. But that is going to be the 5 builds. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. As always, like, comment, and share. If you guys want to see more builds for these raids, absolutely. We can do a ton more this weekend. The raids run until I think Sunday. So just let me know in the comments. It's all you guys. And if there's a build that you think really works great, that maybe I missed that you want to see me try out, hit me up. Absolutely, by all means. I look forward to it. Until then, like, comment, and share, and I'll be back with more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coming real soon.